Today I wanted to share with you one of my favourite recipes, which is super nutritious rice salad. I've been having this for years. My mum used to make it, my gran used to make it, and I make it for myself and my family now as well. It's super easy, it's pantry friendly, and you can really use so many different ingredients for it depending on what you've got. I kind of usually look in the fridge, look in the cupboards and see what I've got, and that's what I include in the recipe. So today I've got lots of ingredients here going on, which is why it's super nutritious. I've got rice, which is cooked, so you can obviously pre-cook the rice, and when you come home it's ready and you just have to mix the rest of the ingredients up. I've got frozen peas that have been defrosted now. I've got red pepper, I've got black beans, which are great because they're so full of protein and high in fibre. I've got cucumber, I've got parsley, tomato, I've got raw broccoli, which I just basically cut it really onto, you know, from the broccoli onto here, so I can just use it straight in the salads. Spring onions, and then I've also got some extras as well with some tin tuna, some eggs, some cottage cheese, and some avocado, which again I've mashed up with just some lemon and some chilies just for an extra kick. So anyway, super simple. So the first thing we need to do after we've cooked the rice, so you've got your rice cooked, is make our dressing sauce, which is really important for it to taste amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some crushed garlic. You can use garlic like this, or you can use fresh garlic, which you just crush with a spoon. So I've put about half a teaspoon of garlic there. Then I've got some Dijon mustard. Now if you haven't got Dijon mustard, if you've got whole grain or even English mustard, you can use that, but I just prefer Dijon. I'm going with about a teaspoon of that. Smells really good already. Then I'm going to go for around about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. It's about 2 tablespoons there. And then I'm going to add in a pinch of salt, like that. I'm just going to mix that up so all the garlic and the Dijon mustard is really getting broken down with the oil. And then what I'm going to add is balsamic vinegar. Now again, I prefer it with balsamic vinegar, but if you've only got apple cider vinegar or red wine vinegar or white wine vinegar and so on, use that, it's fine. Use whatever you've got. Like I said, I use whatever I've got in the cupboards and make it from that. So I tend to add a lot of vinegar, so I just keep adding it until I think there's enough vinegar in there, and then in a minute I'll give it a taste test. And the thing about the rice salad that I make is that it's constantly needing a taste test to make sure it's got enough seasoning. Sometimes you need to add more salt because rice can be a bit bland without anything in there. So let's taste this. Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna add a touch more salt, I think. There you go, a bit more salt in there. All right, so I've got my dressing, which is really important to get right. And then what I'm gonna do is just start mixing it all up now, which is the easy bit. So I'm just gonna add in the rice like this. And before I add anything in with the rice, I'm gonna add my dressing, because I want this dressing to really be absorbed by the rice and to coat the rice. So I'm just gonna mix it all through, because if I add everything else too early, that will take the flavour of the dressing, and I really want the rice to really absorb that. Now, I'm trying to make sure, I've used basmati rice in this recipe, but again, you can use whatever you want. You can use long grain rice, you can use brown rice, go for whatever you've got in the cupboard. Don't make life difficult. So before I add anything in, I'm just going to taste it. I'm going to add a bit more salt. There we go. All right. So now I'm happy with the rice. I'm going to start adding everything else. So add the peas. You know, and again, if you don't have peas, don't stress. Just don't include them. The broccoli, which I love, and when it's like grated or really chopped finely like that, it really adds to the texture of the rice salad as well. So here we go, red capsicum, or red pepper as I call them, because I'm from the UK. Black beans. Again, use whatever you have. I often use chickpeas or lentils or butter beans, whatever I've got. Cucumber, in they go. Okay, cucumbers in. Tomato. There we go, mixing it, and I can tell you it smells absolutely delicious already. Then I've got my spring onions. Love spring onions. You know, leave out what you don't like, but you can see already this is really taking shape. Like, how colourful and delicious does this look? Then I'm adding tuna. Now, what I often do actually, if I haven't got any tin tuna, is I will, if I've got some tofu in the fridge, whether it's silken tofu or the firmer tofu, tofu's great in this because it really goes with all the flavours, and it doesn't have a strong taste. So you're getting that extra, you know, plant-based goodness without it being a really dominating taste. Then the parsley. So look how easy this is, like anyone can do this, right? It's so simple and straightforward. And then what I do when it's all mixed together, and how good does it look, I make a little well in the middle like this. There we go. And then what I do is I get my my cottage cheese, couldn't think what it's called, and then I just gently put all the cottage cheese in half of the well like that. How good does this look? And this is a great family dish. Oh, and if you've got friends over and you want to do something a bit different, great for summer, perfect for summer in fact. And again, you could just use what ingredients you have in the fridge. So there we go, there's my little dip in the middle. And then to top it off, I am going to add some boiled eggs, hard boiled eggs. Don't have to do this, I just like it. It gives it an extra flavour taste and or flavour sensation, and it gives you the extra protein that eggs do as well. So there you go. How simple and straightforward is that? Perfect for summer or entertaining, or just when you want a healthy, budget-friendly meal, and great to make extra and save it in the fridge for the next day. Hope you enjoy it. Give it a go.